Hi everyone, I'm Jason Svino, the marketing director for the All American Auto Group here in New Jersey, and I'm starting a podcast to bring more content and more valuable information about our dealership, the car industry, our brands that we sell, and anything else helpful that our audience from our company social media pages might want to learn about. So here at the All-American Auto Mall in Old Bridge, we sell Ford, Subaru, Isuzu box trucks, Jordan tow trucks, and Motor Trend certified pre-owned vehicles and used cars, of course. So as I mentioned, I'm Jason Savino, the marketing director here, and it's truly a family-owned and operated auto group. My father is one of three owners. He owns it with his business partners, the Selman brothers, John and Steve Selman. And from our family perspective, my father has three sons. I'm the youngest. And then my middle brother, Nick Savino, is our fixed ops director. And our oldest brother, Chris Savino, is the general manager of this location here in Old Bridge. So truly family owned and operated. I think that makes a big difference here for us and just in general for car dealerships. A lot of car dealerships claim to be family owned and operated when they really aren't, or to a lesser degree, I'd say. So I'll get into that a lot more in one of the episodes because I think that's a huge point. But I think it's exciting that we have a lot going on here. We have a lot going on with the community, and I want to share all of that with everyone. So I've wanted to do a podcast for a while now, and during COVID, especially while I was working from home in April, would have been a better time to start it. But now with everything going on, we have so many events coming up, just wanted to be able to share everything with you guys in a different format. So basically, I'll start off by saying a couple years ago, we had our good friend Jerry Ferrara, who a lot of people will know from Entourage and also the show Power. He had come in and done a podcast with his wife called Bad for Business. And they came into our dealership and they sat in our service lounge and recorded one of their podcast episodes. And I was actually lucky enough to be on it. So Jerry let me sit there while they recorded it. And he actually called me into it at one point to answer a question. And he said something like, "Oh, you'd be a natural for podcasts." And that was about 3 years ago. So it's taken me a while to take him up on that, but I am going to try it out. And again, just to bring you guys updates on the All-American Auto Group, the car industry in general, some news that's going to be happening with our major brands, which are Ford, Subaru, and then we have a Mazda store down in Brick. Like I said, commercial trucks, we have used cars. So there's just a lot to talk about. So let's get started with some of the events and happenings that we have going on this month. So right now we're running a football season kickoff giveaway with Roush Performance. That's one of our performance companies that we work with. They have a great relationship with Ford Motor Company. Their warranty is one of the best in the business. They create some incredible trucks and performance Mustangs. So we're one of the largest Roush dealers in the Northeast, definitely the largest in the tri-state area and in New Jersey. We have tons of inventory, some of the fastest production trucks and Mustangs that you could find. So basically we got an opportunity to get some Roush merchandise and we want to share that with everybody out there. So we have a Roush cornhole game set and 2 Roush tailgate chairs that we are giving away leading up to the first game of the NFL season, which is a week from today on September 10th. So all you have to do is visit one of our social media pages for All American Ford in Old Bridge. And all you have to do is like the post, tag 3 friends, share the post, and then we'll announce the winner on Thursday, September 10th at 3 o'clock. And it's that simple. So it's a fun little game on social media, and you could win some cool prizes. So take a look. And then September is a big month for us. We'll start off by saying that it is Muscular Dystrophy Awareness Month, and that hits close to our hearts here at All American Ford and one of our main charity partners, Jar of Hope. So we'll get into Jar of Hope and their founder and CEO, Jim Raffone, a lot more throughout this podcast and later episodes as well. And we'll bring him in as well to talk more about it. But muscular dystrophy, I urge everybody to learn more about it. Somebody probably knows somebody who's affected by it within your family or friends group. So that's what the awareness month in September is. And then pretty exciting coming up next week, September 7th to September 13th, is officially Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy Awareness Week in New Jersey, which, again, Jar of Hope and Jim Raffone had a lot to do with in getting New Jersey to recognize that as an awareness week. So that's very exciting, and it was great for them. They did it a couple of years back, I believe. And so we'll be posting a lot about that next week and leading up to it as well. So look out for that. And then another thing to talk about with Jar of Hope and Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy is that we are actually donating a 2020 Ford Mustang convertible to Jar of Hope in hopes that they could raffle it off and raise a lot of funds that he needs to continue some trials and some treatments for Duchenne muscular dystrophy in the ultimate hope of finding a cure. So if you visit our website or our social media pages, you will be able to see this beautiful green Mustang convertible, and you can find the raffle tickets and more information at jarofhopemustang.com. So all you have to do is donate $100 and you get a raffle ticket. They are only selling 1,000 tickets, so you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of winning a brand new convertible Mustang for only $100 donation, and 100% of the proceeds from this benefit Jar of Hope. So we are donating the Mustang to them, and it all goes to Jar of Hope. So we really urge everybody to share that as much as possible. It's fantastic. We're so excited that we were able to do that and help them out, and we really hope that they raise the full amount of funds that they want to raise from that. And it goes until late November, a couple days before Thanksgiving. So there's still a lot of time. It's been catching a lot of attention, which is great. So we want to keep doing that. So please share that. And then another exciting thing we have going on towards the end of September and then into October is on our Subaru side. So All American Subaru, we do, as a family, we do a lot with pets and animal shelters around here. And basically every October we host an adoption event. So the last few years they've been absolutely fantastic. On our social media pages, you could see pictures and videos of the previous years that we've had. And it always turns out to be a great event. Everybody loves it. But this year with COVID, obviously, we're not going to have the event on our premises. So we were thinking about a way to help our main animal adoption shelter partner, which is Sammy's Hope in Sayreville. So in finding a way to help them, we're going to do a video series in October, 4 weeks of it, so a 4-part video series where we showcase their animals that are up for adoption. And we're also going to have a lot of great content throughout it. You're going to learn more about All American Subaru. You're going to learn more about Sammy's Hope. But there's going to be a lot of content in there that is going to be helpful for pet owners or prospective pet owners and anybody who wants to adopt an animal, really. So we're really excited to announce that, and we're going to talk about it more and more leading up to it. You'll start to see more posts on social media about it. And the video series is going to live on YouTube, but we'll be posting about it on our social media pages. I'll be talking about it weekly on this podcast. So that's going to be really exciting, and that partnership we have with Sammy's Hope. And then just before that pet video series, Sammy's Hope is having a charity golf outing on September 30th. So if you go to sammyshope.org, you could find out more information about that. All American Ford and All American Subaru are one of the sponsors, and we're sponsoring a hole-in-one for that event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I believe I'm going to be there and playing in it, probably with my brother, who is the fixed ops director, and then probably a couple other folks from the dealership. So go to sammyshope.org, learn more about that golf outing if you want to participate. If you're a business owner and you want to sponsor something, that's going to be a great event, and we really look forward to that on September 30th. Sort of circling back to our involvement with Jar of Hope and Jim Raffone, basically looking forward now past September, in October, Jim Raffone is the CEO and founder, and his son has Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So that's what he's trying to raise funds to try and find a cure for. And again, I strongly urge you to go to jarofhope.org to learn more about the disease and everything that Jim Raffone is doing. It's truly incredible. He is a little bit crazy, we call him sometimes, for what he does, but it's all for the cause, and it's just fantastic. So I would urge you to learn more about an event we have with him coming up, which is his record-breaking race or run or walk, you could call it, from Washington, D.C. to Old Bridge, New Jersey. So not sure how he came up with the idea. We could ask him. I think it's been done before. It's about 260 miles. It's been done before in about 10 days. I think he's going to try and do it in 7 to 8 days. So he's going to start at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., and he is going to start to run and walk and try and do about 30 to 35 miles a day, I believe. And he's going to end up here at All American Ford in Old Bridge on hopefully Monday, October 19th, if the schedule stays on pace. And we're going to have a little party for him here. We'll probably barbecue. There'll be more information on that later. And then we're all going to head over to the Old Bridge High School to have a big celebration party there. And again, there's going to be more information on that, and we'll have more details on it as we get closer to it. But for now, you could go on Facebook, and on any of our social media pages, you'll be able to find it too. But it's called DC to All American Ford Team Jamesy 24/7. And if you're watching this video right now, because we're making all of these podcasts into videos as well, if you're watching it, you could see the Facebook page and, go to it, follow it. There'll be updates from Jim directly on there on his progress for planning for it, for training for it. He's trying to get people involved with it, volunteers, sponsors as well. So it's really cool to be involved with something like that. As a Ford dealership, he drives a Ford truck that he got from us. He loves it. So he's always kind of loved Ford. And we always say around here that he's built Ford tough. So this event's going to be great. There's going to be a lot more said about it moving forward. So kind of look out for more information on that moving forward. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming up, as I've talked about already. And, I'll start to bring in a lot of updates from our dealership, from the brands that we sell. I'll have some used car highlight sections, probably some product highlight sections. Whenever we get a new performance vehicle in, a Shelby, a Roush, or one of the custom trucks that we build here, I'll kind of discuss that and go into that because that's exciting each week when that happens. You could find all of this information that I've talked about today on our social media pages. Check back, follow us, share any of the charity stuff. That would be greatly appreciated. But you could always find information on our website as well, allamericanfordinoldbridge.com and then allamericansubaru.com. You could always visit oldbridgeautomall.com. That's a page I created on our Ford site, which showcases everything we have here. So I'll probably post some of these podcast clips on that as well eventually. So that's oldbridgeautomall.com. So thank you for listening or viewing, if you're on our social media platforms, our first episode of this podcast, being called All American Auto Mall in Old Bridge Updates Podcast.